Well, good day and welcome to your Inner Being channel. I'm Rob Ouellette. Like every species on the planet, we are all out for our own survival. One of the greatest achievements of our species is our ability to enjoy life. Although it's not always the case, we do have the ability to create a life where we focus on a lot of the wonderful things, putting our energy towards things that we enjoy. But that can be challenged. There are many things around us that can cause us to live with many negative things. But I will say there is a way out. And that is one of the main focuses that I have. And that is to help others find their path to enjoy life. And so today we are going to explore one of the greatest positive energy suckers in our world today, narcissism. Narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health condition in which people have an unreasonable high sense of their own importance. People with this disorder may lack the ability to understand or care about the feelings of others. They have a sense of self-importance, preoccupied with power, beauty, and success. They feel entitled, interpersonal exploitation for their own gain, arrogant, and lack empathy. Narcissists and others who are like that are key figures in this world who can make things miserable for others. Now, don't get me wrong. There are many people who possess these traits who want to do wonderful things for the world. They generally do care. They are empathetic. They do want to make life great for other people. But often there's an underlying tone that they are doing it for reasons where it's boosting their own ego. They like to show off where they can say, look what I have done for other people. They are constantly looking for that pat on the back and showing their own confidence of what they have done. They feel like they have this sense of grandiosis, that they are entitled. They are out to say to the world, look at me, look what I have done, look at the great things that I am doing, look how great I am. But unfortunately, by doing so, they end up separating themselves from those who they are trying to help and serve. People who show signs of narcissism are often charming and charismatic. They present themselves very well in front of others so that others tend to cling to them and gravitate to them. This is their little trick in order to find others to feed off of. And when they do, they will use all kinds of tactics in order to control and manipulate others. They will use tactics like gaslighting, where gaslighting is a way in order to convince other people, to make others get a false sense of their own reality, that they are not as worthy, or they are not as smart, they're not as intelligent, they are not as beautiful, they are, for whatever reasons, that they are the problem of things, that they are the cause to problems, and that they can't excel. And they have this way of making others feel bad or stupid for thinking the way that they do. This way it keeps all these people controlled around them, and they feed off of that. This can cause somebody to feel absolutely powerless, and they go through a craziness in their own minds, trying to discover their own worth, trying to understand what they're doing wrong. And sometimes it becomes so extreme that the relationship that they have with someone will cause someone to feel like they are living in a nightmarish type of world where it is absolutely so negative. It becomes depressing, and they become dysfunctional, not being able to function properly, and they get sick inside and causes so many different problems, causing fear about their relationship with this person, their fears of their relationship with others, and their fears about their own worth. They almost get brainwashed to a certain point to constantly do things in favor of their narcissistic partner. See, life has always been about survival. So it's easy to think of someone who is looking out for themselves, putting themselves first. It's almost a natural thing to do. And in order to survive, we have to compete with other people. This competition will spread into our relationships, our good relationships, even our marriages, where one of them will try to control the other. This may be in subtle ways, or it may be very strong and extreme. In a marriage, it can make someone feel like they are slaves, like they are unworthy. They may feel very unhappy in their own bodies. They may feel unintelligent, or that they feel insignificant. And this can lead to a very depressing and unhappy life. In fact, strangely enough, they might end up developing this sense of grandeur of their partner, feeling as though they themselves are very lucky to have someone like that in their lives, to love them and to take care of them. They may feel lucky that they have somebody who's so strong, so intelligent, and so successful, making them feel that they have a false sense of who they are, a false sense of their worth. At work, it can be devastating to have your boss or a coworker who is devaluating your work and your skills, who are constantly telling you that your work isn't good enough, devaluating your worth to the organization. It has become pretty evident that everywhere we go, whether it be at home, at school, at work, on the internet, on TV, even the movies, everywhere we look, we're seeing an abundance of narcissistic behavior. And it's unfortunate because so many people are trying to escape this negativity, but there's always somebody somewhere who is causing others to suffer. How they take away the spirit of people. When I was young, I used to watch World Wrestling Federation, the WWF, which is the older form of the WWE. And this is when we had awesome characters like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. Well, there was a character that was called the Narcissist Lex Luthor. Now, he embodied to the extreme of a narcissist. He was an egomaniac. And at a young age, I realized and I knew what a narcissist was. And so to me, I thought it was a very simple concept, someone feeding their own ego. But it was only later in life when I realized just how much they were controlling others. And it can be disabling for anyone who has someone like that in their life. It's not just about feeding their own ego. They take it from others around them, you see. It has become a very popular survival skills that people are using today. You know, for centuries, there has always been this hierarchy in the societal image. You are always looking to better another person so that you are not at the bottom of the food chain. Everyone is constantly playing this game, and it's always been a game. And so now we find that this tactic to manipulate others and make others feel unworthy, to make others feel less of who they are, a tactic to destroy others. And I tell you, they love to point out other people's flaws. They will make other people feel like they are not capable and that they are not beautiful and that they are not intelligent and that they are not worthy. When deep inside, we all know that they are worth a lot more, but not thanks to their partner. And believe it or not, a lot of these traits begin in school, even at the youngest level. And all through high school, where the status quo, being cool, seems to be the most important thing. So again, that game is where it develops and becomes very strong. And unfortunately, we live in a world where people they just can't escape it no matter where they go. Whether they're going to the grocery store and shopping around, or they're driving and they have all these others who are displaying certain, you can tell. You could tell even when driving how others seem to feel entitled in their driving. Any cool event that you're going to, you see it there. Rock concerts, festivals, at home, on the internet, on TV, our news. has developed this sense of narcissists within the organization. I've noticed this for many years now, that even the news agencies have developed in their own organizations certain agendas. And you'll see that they display these narcissistic behaviors where they even gaslight other people. They gaslight the viewers into manipulating them to feel awful and ashamed if for any reason they do not want to follow their message. And then the organizations will compete, again, that competition against each other, where one will have an agenda or message that they want to follow, where the other agency is going to have probably the opposite, in which now they play off each other and they are creating this division amongst people where people feel as though they have to decide what they want, whether it's choice A or choice B. And it's happening on the internet. So even on platforms where you can leave a comment, which there are many, like this one here, leave a comment down below, you find that there are people who are at home and make comments to destroy other people's and the work that they're doing. You can watch a video where somebody has worked very hard and you can destroy the value of that video just by your own comments. And for them, there is no serious repercussions for that. You put your message out there and you walk away. And what the end result is that somebody's getting hurt, but not you. And perhaps you want to engage with somebody else who's now combating or challenging you. And then you'll see online this cesspool, this toxic nature of people who are trying to feed their egos. And it's just this constant ugly thing that we see online. And again, we can't escape it. People are beginning to be conditioned to accept that as well. They have not put this together like I'm presenting it to you today, which is why I wanted to do this video. I wanted to point it out to show you that it's happening everywhere and that it's not just negative people, that there is a cause for that, and that is the feeding of other people's ego. It's other people's ego that needs to be fed, and that's what's happening everywhere we look. It's not just negativity is what I'm saying. The world is all negative and people are just being negative. No, people aren't just being negative. People are feeding their egos, which is causing the negativity. So I want you to pay attention. Whenever you're out and about, wherever you're at home and you're feeling negative, I want you to pay attention to what is the cause of it. Is it coming from an individual? Because if it is, then you might be able to pinpoint exactly the behavior of a narcissist. Is this person trying to feed their ego? And the chances are, yes, it is. And this is good news, because now that you know that, you're going to be able to learn to deal with how to deal with a narcissist. And I'm going to show you some great strategies on how to deal with that. And I'm not saying running from these people, but there is a way to deal with them, because they're always going to constantly be in your life somehow. Now, it's also important to realize whether or not you yourself are feeding your ego and that you are causing this on other people. The one thing is about narcissists is that they will never admit that they are narcissists. So it takes some mindfulness, it takes some paying attention, and it takes some honesty to be able to recognize that within you. Are you causing that in other people? And we're not saying that you have a disorder. That's not where I'm getting that either. It's just that these traits are just something that the world has developed, that people are easily developing as part of their strategies in life. So are you using these strategies in life? And if you are using them, then you may want to stop. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, maybe even put a notification so that you do not miss that video when it comes out. I'll be sharing that relatively soon. And so I hope today's video was very helpful, and I encourage you to enjoy life. Take care, and I wish you well.